Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We have some breaking news to go over in regards to Tesla in India, and not to mention the 80 plus Cybertrucks that we are now seeing outside of Giga Texas, and much more, including a bombshell revelation that Elon Musk just dropped that could speed up the evolution of FSD on a massive scale. And we'll talk about that in this video. But first, before we get into all of that, if you guys have not seen the video that I put out 16 hours ago, it says watch before it's too late. Tesla's AI gold rush is coming. I highly recommend you guys watch that video. If not, that's fine. Go ahead and follow the X account. I did make a post about this and I just want to share it with you. The post is titled Tesla's AI gold rush is coming. I implore you to name me another company with more practical / scalable real world AI than Tesla. I mean, how do you beat cars that can drive themselves and operate a person-free ride-hailing service, let alone the potential of humanoid or general robots at mass scale? The productivity / value added to people's lives will be immense. Wealth is equal to value provided to society. Now, this is something that I want to highlight as well. Anyone that is super ultra wealthy has provided something positive to society for the most part, no matter what it is. It's helped someone's life. It's made something easier on a massive scale. That is the value provided to society equals wealth. Now, I say Tesla has recently taken the approach, in my opinion, of under-promise and over-deliver, which is likely why Tesla stock today has very little AI priced into it. And that's just simply on the earnings call, you don't get any kind of fluff or hype or hope from Elon and the Tesla team in regards to AI, which is actually a good thing when it comes down to it. You don't want to over-promise and under-deliver. If you're not even promising anything and you deliver, that's big. I say most of Wall Street has long forgotten about Tesla's AI endeavors. At the same time, Tesla has improved both FSD and Optimus by leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. Right now, we are in the first phase of the AI revolution. This happens to be the hardware to make real-world AI possible. Next, you could argue, would be real-world use cases for AI. Beyond Microsoft AI Copilot, there isn't much of that out there today. But again, how useful is AI Copilot to the average person? Not very. And I'm talking about every single person in the US, essentially in the world, could benefit from Tesla's AI, from cars that can drive themselves or humanized robots or humanoid robots. A Palantir, yes, great technology, but do I have any function with a Palantir? Do you get anything out of using Palantir or even Copilot AI? I mean, do you get any functionality out of that outside of your job? Probably not. I say at some point, markets will realize this potential. How big is that potential really? Let's put some numbers into context. Uber will likely do around 140 billion in bookings this year. If Robotaxi could do a similar amount at, let's say, 25% net margins, which is likely very conservative, that would be $35 billion attributable to shareholders via EPS. That would add $10.60 of EPS, almost 3 times Tesla's entire 2024 EPS of $3.67. And I said 2024, I meant 2023. And this could just be the start, considering a driver-free ride-hailing service with theoretically perfect driving records would likely be more appealing to people. For obvious reasons, Tesla could dominate this sector and put up huge numbers in the future. $500 billion in revenue at 25% net margin is $125 billion to the bottom line EPS, adding $37.87 in EPS, over 10x the total EPS of 2023. This might be big numbers to most, but that's the point. The TAM, the total addressable market, is massive here. This is not to mention the potential of Optimus. It's harder to speculate on value creation there. Will Tesla opt for a subscription service for these bots? Will Tesla sell them for a fixed price? Will Tesla collect a % of the value robots provide to other companies? Like if you pay an hourly worker $20, is a Tesla robot going to get $5 an hour, or how is it going to work? Is it going to be a fixed price? And at that point, how do you calculate that fixed price? What should a Tesla bot sell at? It's hard to make these assumptions, right? Because is a bot more productive or less productive than a person? If a person makes $40,000 a year on average, about $44,000 a year, then do you do 5 times that? right? 5 years to break even, 3 years to break even, 10 years to break even. What's the longevity of these bots? So many questions you don't know, but just thinking in those terms, you can start to get a feel of just how big Optimus could be. I say so many potentials, it's hard to forecast, but the numbers would be massive here. Remember, wealth is created by providing value to society in the simplest form. The value that would be provided via FSD and Optimus are almost unmeasurable. Plus, 50,000 lives saved a year from car accidents. What kind of value do you assign to that? I don't know. I say maybe I'm the only one paying attention to this, or maybe I'm the one that's wrong. But to me, this makes sense. So I would love to hear your opinions down below in the comment section. Does this make sense to you? Does it not? Am I totally wrong here? Am I looking at this the wrong way? I feel like I'm one of the only people that sees the value potential here. And I think it's only a matter of time, in my personal opinion, before the markets pick up on that as well. And by then, I mean, you're gonna want to be in as many Tesla shares and long positions as possible, in my personal opinion. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner. I don't have a crystal ball, even though this sounds like I have a crystal ball. I do not. And you could lose all of your money if you listen to any random dude on the internet. But with that being said, I don't think I'm wrong. With that being said, hopefully I tickled your brain cells there so you can think a little deeper on this situation and potentially even when the markets might start to realize Tesla's real world use case for AI. But let's get into your breaking news today for Tesla stock. Tesla could soon set up shop in India, with the government close to finalizing a policy to extend concessional import duties on EVs exceeding Rs30 lakh, about $36,000, for 2 to 3 years. The reduced import duties are likely to be offered in Leo of bank guarantees by Tesla for a proposed investment to build an electric vehicle factory in India. Now, personally, I'm not going to get too excited about this. I don't think Tesla is super jazzed on the idea of import duties being reduced on vehicles over $36,000 for only 2 to 3 years in turn to, build a factory there. It might be in Tesla's benefit to build a factory there, but really, I mean, 36,000 US dollars in India is a lot of money. And there's not going to be a super large amount of individuals that are going to have that kind of money to spend on a car in India. And then only for 2 to 3 years, that's not going to materially affect the numbers at all. Tesla really wants to sell the lower priced EV there anyways, and they didn't specify on that. So, hopefully the import duties would not be that large. And maybe if Tesla created a factory in India, they wouldn't have import duties because the cars presumably would be built in India. There's a lot of details that we just don't know, but the deal right now does not sound that appealing. And I'm just speaking for Tesla here. But I think it's pretty clear India is the next China, and over the next 40 years, India is going to do big things and it's going to develop much the same way as China did. You want to be in this market rather than not in this market, but I don't think Tesla's going to take a bad deal. So if we ultimately do enter into India, it's probably going to be on very favorable terms for Tesla. Acura has revealed final US pricing for the first all-electric SUV, the ZDX and ZDX Type S, with starting prices of about $64,500, the all-wheel drive at $68,500, and the ZDX Type S at about $74,000, and deliveries start in the spring of 2024. Despite warnings from Kia, some dealerships are marking up EV9 prices, with some markups of up to $7,000 over MRSP at multiple Kia dealers. And new images are in. We have over 80 Cybertrucks that are being spotted in Texas. MKBHD calls the Fisker Ocean EV the worst car he's ever tested. Fisker found out that he got his hands on one and didn't want him to review it until it got a big 2.0 update. But MKBHD said waiting was not his policy. Now, this is the guy that reviews basically anything tech heavy. He did say the refreshed Model 3 is one of the best cars he has ever driven in, and this is Marquise Brownlee. I'm not exactly sure why I'm not following him. I see basically all of what he does, and I actually watched this review, and yeah, it's pretty questionable some of the things that are a part of this Fisker EV. One of the things that I found very strange was they kind of have like cheetah mode, which is in like your Model S, your Model X, and allows you to go really fast with big acceleration. They limit you to only doing it 500 times for the entirety of the car's lifetime. How am I going to buy a car from you and you have this feature and you're going to limit how many times I can do it? Yeah, I get it. It's 500. That's a decent amount. But still, I don't want to be limited by what I can do with the vehicle that I purchased. Dr. Know-It-All on X shares his video about OpenAI's bombshell that confirms essentially Tesla's thesis about creating like generative AI to train different workloads, right? Like Tesla, apparently, according to Elon, has been using this technology to simulate a fake world to train Teslas in. Elon Musk says Tesla has been able to do real-world video generation with accurate physics for about a year. It wasn't super interesting because all the training data came from the cars, so it just looks like video from a Tesla, albeit with a dynamically generated, quote, parentheses, not remembered world. Elon goes on to say, we have been short on training compute for FSD, so haven't trained with other video, but certainly could. Would do it later this year when we have some spare capacity. So pretty interesting, potentially could speed up the process of training and developing FSD, but that's still, I think, an open-ended question. Perhaps the best way to look at this would be like a tricky intersection that maybe you have the option to veer left or go straight or whatever your tricky intersection may be. Low visibility, could be a bunch of different things. Well, instead of needing to get video film going through the same tricky intersection hundreds of times before you can, accurately train the model to price in these different variables or events that could happen, or maybe creep out a little bit into the lane before going. There's so many different variables there, but instead of needing to get all of the video film hundreds of times, if Tesla could simulate what that would look like, and then just train the program over and over and over and over and over and over again, they could do that at much faster rates of speed than Tesla could do that with, real video images from real Teslas going through that tricky intersection. So this could, in theory, really speed things up, but it does look like Tesla is, as Elon says, compute constrained to be able to do this on a massive scale. Doing this for one intersection over and over again, getting that intersection good, that's one thing. But there's going to be thousands of different scenarios like that would need to be trained as well before we could see a robotaxi network or something more sophisticated from FSD. But we're definitely going in the right direction, and this can open up your mind for, potential improvements, right? Like it could really speed things up in development of FSD. Considering now that UBS is reporting NVIDIA GPU lead time is only 3 to 4 months, down from where it was 8 to 11 months for the lead time, well, maybe Tesla can get their hands on GPUs a lot faster. This also potentially means NVIDIA's earnings could be a little on the rough side. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the next video. Yas on X tagged Rowan Patel in this. He is the leader of Tesla policy, so basically deals with the government and all your regulatory agencies. Yas on X says, so are you communicating these additional tests that Tesla is doing to the regulatory bodies? There's potential here to improve the crash test performance of all cars and save more lives. And Rowan says 100%. In fact, a few weeks ago, Lars and the kick-ass Tesla vehicle engineering team hosted a broad set of government, academic, and NGO leaders. quote, Safety Research Day was focused on Tesla's safety advancements, both active and passive. We do everything we can to avoid a crash with autopilot technology. And that same vision/AI simulation data has remarkably improved our passive safety systems as well. We are most happy to share these learnings with regulators and researchers to get maximum benefit for the public and not just Tesla owners. This really sounds like a much different Tesla than what we are used to. The used to Tesla wouldn't even bother to answer some of these questions, but Rowan over here is making it well known that, Tesla is one, in tune with what's going on a regulatory front. I think that's number one, but more importantly, communicating with investors. Now, Elon Musk shared this video clip. He said Tesla will never make a concept car that doesn't become reality. Take a listen to this.
For the first time ever under the same roof, we have the Ram REV concept. We have this vehicle that Dodge and Ram says is just so phenomenal, has all of this technology and innovation and such a stunning and polarizing design, something they've never done before. But the sad part is, they're never actually going to make that truck. You're never actually going to be able to drive that vehicle home, order it, and have it delivered to you and enjoy it. But this vehicle over here, the Tesla Cybertruck, again, also looks like a concept. Polarizing design, ground up innovation, so many unique characteristics, four-wheel steering, the first vehicle ever with 48-volt architecture, four-wheel steering, steer by wire for the first time ever in a vehicle. You would think, wow, this is a concept vehicle and we're never gonna see it. But that's not true. The reality is that Tesla actually is producing this vehicle in real time. And right now, as we speak in the United States, customers are taking delivery and parking this very truck in their driveway. See, that's the difference between old legacy automotive that makes all of these wild, incredible promises of, oh, we're gonna do this and oh, we're gonna make that. But then you have the new startups that actually come up with a revolutionary design and then have the gall to actually make it and deliver it to customers. Big difference. And you can see the shift happening in real time.
I don't think I could have said it better myself. Like 90% of these concept cars, these cool cars that are drawn up, you'll never even have a chance to order one. Tesla's global inventory numbers for the Model Y are upticking about 700 or so today, which you're kind of trending lower, but you're seeing some big spikes on a day-by-day basis. Model X, S, and Model 3 inventory numbers are rising as well. Maybe because Giga Berlin started actually producing vehicles again after that 2-week shutdown. That could have a role to play here, but still you're at pretty low numbers overall besides the Model Y. Model Y inventories are definitely on the high side. Google Trends data indicating a slowdown in search trend activity for the Cybertruck going from 25 to 20. The Model Y is seeing an uptick in search trend activity from 33 to 40, and the Model 3 is seeing a slight downtick from 37 to 35. Tesla is currently running about 2,000 different ads via Google. Option activity in Tesla stock on Friday was quite positive from hedge funds and institutions. You had 1,218 orders totaling $343 million with a positive order value of 71%. Volume as well on Friday was almost 68% to the call side and about 32% to the put side. That is also very strong. Option activity for the upcoming week and what you seen on Friday was volume of 71% to the call side, 28.8% to the put side. It is overwhelmingly bullish right now in Tesla option activity. Tesla short sellers have also started to take a hell of a beating ever since the bounce around 175 at the lows. You have seen these shorts lose over $3-ish billion. You've went from about $15 billion worth of short positions on February 6th. Now, $18.18 billion. So short sellers are getting crushed. You have also seen the short interest that has risen ever since Tesla stock fell from 265 down to where it is. You now have 3.28% short interest of free float. On StockTwits, surprisingly today, you're seeing people that are extremely bullish on Tesla stock. Now, across the board, you're seeing some really good numbers here, which is surprising because today is a Sunday and typically, well, that doesn't happen. Typically, Saturday, Sunday, and even to some extent Fridays are pretty docile days. Fridays, in fact, are the days in which this channel gets the fewest views. Saturday would be number 2, and Sunday would be the 3rd worst, right? Not a lot of people are talking about stocks, are paying attention to markets. I get it. You know, people are trying to enjoy their weekend, spend time with their family. I'll never say that's a bad idea, but congratulations and shout out to you guys that are watching these videos on the weekend that are actively trying to learn more, to grow more, and ultimately grow those portfolios because, I mean, that incrementally does help. Now, sentiment today is 75. Yesterday, it was 53. So a lot more people bullish on Tesla today than they were yesterday. Message volume yesterday was 63. Today it's at 57. Both of these, the last 2 days, you've been in high territory. So lots of search trend activity, and to see only a 6-point drop here is very remarkable. There's a lot of people talking about Tesla right now, and the participation ratio is also at 54, which shows lots of people are talking about Tesla as well. You're almost crossing into high here on the participation ratio. And yeah, that means a lot of individual accounts are talking about Tesla. And that's ultimately what you want to see if you're bullish and think Tesla stock's going higher. You want to see as many people talking about Tesla as possible. The percent of stocks above their 50-day moving average currently at 55.37%. Markets are in an okay spot right now. It's not like you're seeing a broad-based rally. Granted, if you looked at the S&P 500, you would think that is the case, but you're not seeing a broad-based rally. It's still a lot of concentration in your big tech names. That could start to come to an end this upcoming week with NVIDIA. We'll touch a little bit more on NVIDIA and potentially, you know, what I expect in this upcoming week in the next video. But yeah, NVIDIA is going to be the main story and really drive the markets the next couple of weeks. Nonetheless, let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. In the next video, we will be going over your 13F filings in Tesla. Are hedge funds and institutions and large banks buying the dip in Tesla, or have they been net sellers? We'll also look at what the technicals and what the charts suggest is coming next for Tesla. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys want to go follow the X account, no fees or taxes are associated with that. It is free, $99. If you guys would like to come trade with us live in real time, check out that link down below in the description of this video. There are fees and taxes associated with that, but I think you'll like that community quite a bit. We are also hitting some big trades over there. So thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekends, and I will see you in the next one.